Good morning, everybody. How we doing? Matt Modi here with OddsJam, here to give you my favorite NBA player prop best bets for today, along with some other mainline, not player prop bets as well. I was scanning through the positive EV page in the OddsJam screen, and there weren't a ton of positive EV player props yet, so I didn't want to just totally skimp out and not give you guys a bunch of plays. So I'm opening this one up a little bit to totals and spreads and that stuff as well, while also giving you guys some player props. So, of course, I am locking all of these in from the OddsJam positive expected value page using OddsJam, using the powerful data, the powerful software that OddsJam offers to find an edge over the sportsbooks. So the first one that we're going to go ahead and lock in here, and I will explain the edge behind this one, is Zach LaVine under 2.5 made three-pointers, plus 145 odds at Bet365. So everything is kind of derived from these no vig odds you see in this column here, right? I know that the play is Zach LaVine under 2.5 made threes because it's bolded with the blue rectangle around it. But the profitability and the important thing comes from these no vig odds here. So the screen that you see right here, we see odds, and this is just pulling up odds from every major sportsbook for the Zach LaVine over under his three-pointer total. We see odds range from plus 145 all the way down to plus 110. $35 difference if you're risking $100. Same exact play, difference of $35. So with the gap that wide, both of these sports books can't be correct and can't accurately reflect the market of Zach LaVine under 2.5 made three-pointers, right? They can't be that far apart and both be right. Either one's right and one's wrong, or they're both wrong and it's somewhere in the middle. Regardless, they both can't be right. So with that thought in mind, there are some sports books that are consistently better than others at pricing odds, that are right the most often compared to every other sports book, right? A little secret about sports betting, I'm assuming those of you watching this know sports books are all going to have different pricing for odds, different odds for plays. So some of them are better than others, really what it comes down to. And for these no vig odds here, these odds are pulled from the sharpest sports books in the world, the sports books that consistently do the best job at pricing odds. So that's why this is so powerful, right? OddsJam back-tested thousands and thousands of betting opportunities to determine what sports books are consistently the best at pricing odds. Basically being like, okay, these five, whatever, I'm not saying there is five, I'm just for numbers' sake, these five sports books are always the best, consistently the best, not always, that's a bad word, are consistently the best at pricing odds. So we're going to use them to set the markets moving forward, basically thinking any time, any situation in which we can get better odds, meaning higher payout, so better for us as the sports bettor, is going to be profitable. If we can get better odds than these no vig odds here. To kind of sum it all up, the no vig odds, you can view them as the true line of what a market should truly be priced at. And then the OddsJam positive expected value page provides betting opportunities in which you are getting better odds, which again means higher payout than the true line, saying it should be priced this way. We are getting it above this number at this way. You place enough of these bets and you will be profitable in the long run. I'm not saying that I profit every single day. I'm not saying that I win every single bet or that I profit every single day, week, month. Like if you go to my bet tracker, which is pulled from every single bet I've ever placed since using OddsJam, you will see that my total profit, once this loads, is at about a little over 21K since I started using it in September of last year. Now that's really good. Over 21K. I started with a $500 bankroll. That's really good. But once this loads, and there's a ton of data going into this, which is why it's taking a while. But as you can see, not every single week is up, right? I'm not profiting every single week. I'm having a good week this week, but you know, one week I was down 1,400. One week I was down 1,600, down almost 1,700. And if you go by month, I have had 3 down months since I started using OddsJam. So that's about a year and a half, 3 down months. Again, that's really good, but I wasn't up every single month. So that's something to just keep in mind with the variance aspect of it. You're not going to profit every single day. So as long as you are getting an edge, placing bets with an edge, that will work out in the long run. So regardless, this is play number 1, Zach LaVine under 2.5 made three-pointers, plus 145 odds at Bet365. So I'm actually going to provide an example of a bet that I am not taking and the reason why. So I mostly only try to place bets that are truly outliers. Like if you go back to this Zach LaVine one, Bet365 is at plus 145. Pinnacle, which is the sharpest, is at plus 115. BetOnline, another sharp book at plus 123. DraftKings, the third sharp book that we look at specifically for player props, plus 115. And then the rest of the markets, plus 110, plus 116, plus 120. They're all pretty decently below this Bet365 number. Where that's not the case is this RJ Barrett under 1.5 made threes. DraftKings is pretty close, 10 cents lower. BetOnline, and BetMGM also kind of close, 15 cents lower. Whereas this case, the closest book was 22, 25. So you can kind of see the difference. So wasn't a big enough outlier, so I decided not to include it in my plays. So that's kind of the stuff that I look for. The next up, and this is just a total play, not a player prop, is the under in the Mavericks versus Suns under 222.5. This is a mainline play with a really tight market width. That's what this number on the far right dictates. Market width, the lower the number equals the tighter the market. So with plays with lower market width, the gaps between the two sports books become more meaningful. So 14 is really low. So PointsBet is giving this to us at minus 110. Pretty much every other book is in the minus 130s with BetRivers at minus 127 and then Pinnacle down at minus 118. So even if you remove the VIG, it's still positive EV to the average of sports books, which is why obviously the no VIG line prices this at minus 112 and we are getting it at minus 110. So this is another really good play that I do like a lot. Suns Mavericks under 222.5. I did go ahead and lock this one in. As you can see, I put a full unit on this one. So the player prop, I put 3/4 of a unit, which is $75. For main lines and spreads and stuff like this, I put a full unit on. So this is play number 2, Mavericks Suns under 222.5. Next up, I locked in the under in the Knicks versus Celtics. So you can get this at FoxBet or Ballybet. I locked it in at FoxBet. As you can see right here, lock this one in at FoxBet. So under 224.5, again, in Knicks Celtics, minus 110 odds. No VIG line prices this at about basically minus 111.5, so a little bit below this number. Looking at all the sports books, minus 110 on these books, only 15 cents of market width, as you can see here, so low amount of juice being charged on this one. Pinnacle at minus 120, pretty much every other book across the board at minus 120, with Typico the only one that's close. Not even that, I mean, still closer to every other book at minus 118. So this is my third NBA betting pick for today. And then the last one, I locked in the Knicks plus 5.5, minus 108 odds at Circa. This is positive EV to pretty much every book except for BetRivers. No VIG odds. Price this at about little above minus 109. Pinnacle is giving it to us at minus 118. Again, only charging 14 cents of juice, which is really good. The rest of the books, minus 120, minus 120, minus 117. Getting a pretty good price on this Knicks plus 5.5 at minus 108 odds as my fourth and final pick for this video. So one player prop, 3 main lines for you guys to lock in. One isn't better than the other. Honestly, player props, people just care about them more because you can get some like DFS stuff in, whether it's prize picks or like actual DFS on FanDuel and FanDuel and DraftKings. So people just enjoy player props more, but they're not any more or less profitable. I lock in all of the above. If you follow me on Pickit, you will see OddsJam_Matt. I lock in all of the above. And then if you want to follow me on social media, you can at my Twitter handle you see on the screen here, Jedi Modai. But for this video, that is all I got for you guys. So 4 bets to lock in. If you're tailing these, comment and let me know. Other than that, would appreciate a like and subscribe to the OddsJam YouTube channel. And that's it. So appreciate everybody watching and have a good one.